What's going on, ladies and gentlemen across the world, across the nation, across the pond? You know, my motherland boys out there, they might give us a little listen or two. They're trying to get into American football, and they find us, and they'll understand that I'm for them.
Anyways.
But welcome back to another episode of 54 Yards. Your boy Cam, your boy Lowe's, bringing you another banger, and a lot has happened since we last spoke. Really, the biggest one being Nico.
Mm-hmm.
Some spring games happened.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got another running back.
Mm-hmm.
We got a receiver.
And we got a center too. We got a center for Stanford.
And I think that's kind of the big ones.
At least for our teams.
Well, I guess Buffalo retiring Shedeur and Travis's Hunter,
jersey,
which I think is stupid, but
yeah, for
that's just
sure.
me. But yeah, we got a lot to get into in a short amount of time, so let's get right to it. First topic at hand, obviously the biggest news of it all: Nico out of Tennessee. It was a shocker. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I talked literally. It was crazy. Last podcast I mentioned him and I said, "Oh, I think he's gonna be good next year." Literally the next day, Nico's out of Tennessee.
Yeah, and it was more so like the holdout. Like the holdout we thought was like, well, that was like the crazy thing. It's like we're seeing a holdout in college. We've never seen anything like it, and not only was it a holdout, it was right before the spring game that he held out.
Well, I don't know how true that is. It's just what I read, but apparently he wanted to hold out
in the playoffs. Yeah,
which is wild.
Insane. And he balled out in that game for the most part. Like he did play pretty good. Like he showed his toughness. He showed his ability to fight and against a good opponent in a team like that. And it's just one. I think this says a lot of things. This is something I think was going to happen at some point with the way kids are just transferring nowadays. There's really no barriers of that. Kids are literally. I mean, we've seen kids enter the portal like 3 times and they haven't even been in college for 3 years already.
Yeah, Jonte Cook, right? Micah Hudson.
These are just to name a few, right? But there's guys entering the portal constantly. And then you also have the aspect of there's all these players being told all kind of things now. And I think like that's at the end of the day, like these are kids. These are also adults because they're 18 and also the money they're making and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, a lot of these dudes just want to play football. The money obviously is a nice tidbit, but it's not going to be anything beneficial in the long term, as opposed to like what they would get NFL wise. And I just think a lot of these guys are being advised poorly. Nico being one of them. He's like prime example. I mean, how does it look too when you have your dad coming out or somebody came out and went at Pete Nako's when he first leaked the story? And
I thought it was
DJ's dad. He came out later, but yeah. But somebody came out. I probably can find it.
That's a dad that does not need to come out as DJ's dad because your son is horrendous. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm gonna add him in our
your
clip.
Son is the quarterback.
That man Carlos stood on business.
Defenders, all right. Quarterback.
Yeah, I wonder where did he get drafted? The other, is he still at Oregon? I'm
pretty sure he was at Oregon last year.
Yeah, I know it was. I didn't know if he entered, but
I don't know.
But yeah, but it's been bad. And I think Josh Heupel did a lot of the things that head coaches were hoping he did. Standing up for his program, also understanding that Nico, while he is a good player, he is not worth $4 million a year. I mean, he's already making 2.4 a year, and I think his initial contract was $8 million with earnings up to 10 with incentives.
You're not even worth 2. Last year, it wasn't even worth 2.4.
No, because when you look at how Tennessee was winning the games, how were they doing it?
My boy Dylan Sampson, come on,
and playing good defense, right? Nico put up all these stats in non-conference, but it was against bad teams. Once he played Oklahoma, like we made him fumble 2 times, sacked him like 5 times. Like, yeah, he threw 2 touchdowns, but from the SEC play on, he was just kind of average. He was good enough, but I mean, there was games where he almost lost. Like Florida should have beat them. Kentucky almost beat them. They lost to Arkansas, and he didn't even give his team a chance at the end of the game. That's like
Mississippi State. It was a close game
Mississippi
for a
State
little
was
bit.
A close game.
But then he got knocked out in that game.
He played okay against Georgia, but like Georgia was just too much. And yeah, I mean, they just, I don't know. It's just, and now we'll get into it, but he just committed to UCLA. So you go from playing in the SEC at a team that just made the playoff, a team that's going to be a playoff contender again.
Maybe.
Well, just on paper is what they're saying. Well, I don't think so, but like on paper,
Maybe.
whatever. But then you go from there to UCLA, a team who I think I was reading the stats. I think they were like 11th or 10th last year in offense. They just got a new offensive coordinator. They don't have the weapons that Tennessee has. And then there was a tweet that came out that he left Tennessee because of the offense at Tennessee is why he left. And like, yes, we know the offense is gimmicky. We know it's not good, but you didn't leave Tennessee to go play UCLA that has a better offense. And like, I don't know, it's just a downgrade. He probably, and they also reports that he got less money.
Well, UCLA said that there will, I don't know if it was, they will only take him, but they wanted it to go more towards $1 million and not $4 million because, like I just said, he's not a $4 million quarterback. Last year, he wasn't a $2.4 million quarterback. When it first came out, the report was UNC was like a front runner, and then earlier today, UNC pulled out. But I told you, I was like, that'll be a good fit for him because they don't play defense over there, so like he'll be able to ball out. And now he's going to UCLA.
Yeah, that's
and it's the same.
Just came out.
Will be under $4 million. Reported earlier today that Nico's deal will be under $4 million, especially without a competitive marketplace. Continues to trend that way.
Says it's not done deal. The UCLA Nico to UCLA is not a done deal. That's what it says. If Nico's deal with UCLA gets done, it won't be close to $4 million. It won't be close to the $4 million his camp was asking for Tennessee. Talks are ramping up. So he has not officially, as of 30 minutes ago by On3 and Pete Nakos, he is officially not signed with UCLA yet. So we don't, by the time this episode comes out, we don't know where he will be, but
trying to be in Oklahoma.
Nah. What? So like Carl, so like this is the thing. I'm looking at this situation. I'm like, you went from being,
I'm cussing my dad out.
I'm like, yeah. So who cares if you don't get the $4 million? You're getting 2.4.
You're 18.
And like, you're going to go to the league. Like, that's where you're gonna get like he's like I still think he was gonna get drafted in the first round regardless, just because of like the potential. Like we see QBs all the time get drafted in the first round off of potential, off of upside,
maybe
things like that.
I mean,
I don't know who was his class was gonna be who? Dante Moore,
but his trajectory,
Arch.
like of his style of play, was Joe Milton.
Yeah,
like they're like from his season last year. Which was his first season,
younger, though.
Which he probably will get better. But if he continued to stay like that, just another Joe Milton.
Yeah, but Joe Milton was older when he was doing that. Like he had already been in college. I
know, but I'm
years.
saying like if he continued to play like that, that's who it would be. Is Joe Milton.
But also look at it
someone
as like,
who has just a crazy arm.
But I also look at it as like
future Cowboy quarterback.
That of trajectory. Like he was going to come out with, well, I think Arch is probably going to play 2 years. I mean, he just signed a new deal with Panini, which we can get into later, for $6.6 million or something like, or he's valued at $6.6 million.
I like them Panini cards.
But you know, like when that's the thing. It's like, bro, if you're like Arch Manning, he's going to be making probably $10 million a year from NIL. So he's probably going to be like, I don't need to go to the league. I can play at Texas, make $20 million in 2 seasons and have more snaps, get more developed. I know I'm going at least top 5 anyways. Like, let me just do that. Right. And I think look at Nico, same situation, make $5 or $6 million, couple seasons. And it's like, you got to be realistic. He basically wanted to double his money and he didn't even put up the stats. I would have went to them and been like, look, I made the playoffs. Get me to $3 million if you're going to negotiate. And that's what they were saying. They were like, the agents nowadays are not real agents because most agents actually go into negotiations with a real number of what they know the player is worth. And they will talk around that number. They might go a little higher initially, but they have like a soft spot of where they want to be. And it's like usually a realistic number. And you can tell these are just people being greedy
at that point, like
that are just like, let me get.
All right, you made 2.4. Like, yes, you made the playoffs. You didn't go to the SEC championship. It was yours to lose to go to the SEC championship, and you did lose it, but you made the playoffs. So that, yeah, a little increase is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But $4 million, for 2.4 to $4 million, that's just too much for of how he played last year.
No, I agree.
So I mean, I don't think he's worth it. I'm not a fan of the deal. I'm not a fan of if it is all his dad doing all that. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's let your son play. He will speak for himself. If he's good enough, he's good enough, and he'll go number 1 in the draft, number 5 in the draft, whatever. You're gonna be first round pick, then he's gonna get paid. Let him speak for himself, and the money will come.
No, I agree, and it's just it's a shame. I really do think these guys got to come out in his camp and take the arrows for him if they want to try to build back his credibility. Make it be known that you were the ones shopping him around. There's no way Nico had time to shop himself around, especially in the middle of a long season where they made the playoffs. There's no reason why he should be dealing with that. I think at least these adults should have the courage to come out and be like, we made a mistake. We didn't know what we were doing. We overvalued Nico. And hopefully that clears up some things, because even if he goes to UCLA, like clearly the money thing is an issue. I look at it as like, you need to just find somewhere to play at. Like at this point, like
August is right there.
Just find somewhere to, and that's another thing. He's going to go to a team. It's like, you need to sign immediately, because you're going to have to go learn a whole new offense. You're going to have to build chemistry up with new receivers and new players on the team. Meanwhile, you had all that built at Tennessee already. You were already a starter for a year. You'd been there the year before. Like it just, and I honestly think he should just apologize and they should go back to Tennessee and take less. Like eat your pride, take less, maybe try to negotiate some incentives, or maybe at least get what you were getting.
How does that look on you as a coach though? You're taking a guy who walked out on your team.
Yeah, but if it's business. I mean, if you think Nico made the team better,
it is business, and obviously the coach's business is to win football games. But if you do bring him back, who's to say that Nico didn't leave a sour taste in people's mouth, and now they want to leave because they don't want to play with him?
Yeah, I mean, it just all depends. Like I obviously think Josh let him leave because he didn't see him as an upgrade, really, like to what they had. He was like, you can leave.
I mean, maybe
maybe they lose 1 game or 2 games less. Like, yeah, that's pretty substantial in the SEC. But maybe to Josh, he's like, shit, with that extra $2 million, I can go get somebody maybe better that becomes available at QB. Now that you left, now I got $5 million to play with. That's how I look at it too.
The problem is Tennessee doesn't have a under Josh Heupel. Tennessee doesn't have a great job of developing quarterbacks. Like you had Hendon Hooker, and you had
Hendon Hooker was good.
He was good, but where's he at? What is he doing?
It's because he got hurt. He tore his knee. That's why he's not doing anything in the league. He's in Detroit.
Yeah. He wouldn't be starting there even if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, but it's because Jared Goff's there. He's still good. Like if you're a backup level QB in the league, you're good.
I don't think he's good. I don't think he's good enough to be a starting QB.
You don't need, but that's not being developed though. Like as long as you get drafted and like you're capable of becoming, like he could be a starter later. We don't know. Like Geno Smith became one. Sam Darnold, like these guys, like
for sure.
But they also got drafted. Sam Darnold got drafted high.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think he got drafted high. When did he get drafted? Look it up. And then Joe Milton, the same thing.
But Hendon Hooker was good though. Like I'm not gonna say he wasn't good. Like he put up numbers. And then he got hurt. He got hurt against South Carolina. I'm pretty sure is when he tore his knee. Hendon Hooker, when did he get drafted? 3rd round. So that's a pretty good. They took him. That's kind of early. Like that's like you take a QB in the first round, and then you take him in like the 2nd or 3rd.
And that's what I'm saying. Like if you're a quarterback that's like that, I mean he did tear his knee, but I don't know if he didn't tear his knee.
He also transferred there. So he was at Virginia Tech first. So like I feel like I can say like if I were in a Cal, I feel like that's developed. And then Joe Milton got drafted off of like just like
arm talent,
but now he's being like shopped around like he might be playing for the Cowboys.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'll take that back. Tennessee knows how to produce these quarterbacks.
Oh my gosh,
you know QB1 right here. But I mean, I just look at like them two. Well, I guess their style of play, like Joe Milton, Nico, and Anthony Richardson all have the same style of play. And to me, it's just pure arm talent.
Nah, I think Nico is.
He can run, but so can Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, he's athletic. I just think like, well, because like the thing is like with Josh Heupel's offense, it's very like we say gimmicky. Like it's like 2014 Baylor-esque, like spread people out super far on the hashes, and then you run the ball.
But the other thing that I thought of with Nico as well is, I know we're ranting on this subject. We talked about it a while, but he's asking for $4 million. But you also like, it's like the NFL. You get compared to your fellow. I don't know what they would be called, and fellow associates.
Yeah, your fellow your peers. Your peers. Like
so, like Dak, he wanted the highest paying quarterback because he did this, and this, and this person got this. But like Nico, it's like, okay, now you got to go up against Arch. Look at his name. Look what he brings to the table. Now you got to go against DJ Lagway.
Look at Mateer. Mateer because Mateer's getting 2.
Well, not even that, but just like
thinking of like
just
SEC
like what
QBs
those,
only.
just what the like
Lenore Sellers.
Then you got old boy at Michigan,
Bryce Underwood. But he hasn't even played a snap.
No,
so maybe,
but still, like, look how big his name is.
But even his deal wasn't like bigger than Nico's. It was like equivalent, like $10 million. Like that's basically. Well, I don't know. I think he might be getting 10 a year. I don't know what he's getting actually. We'll see if he's like that week 2, but
yeah, but like how big his name is, and then especially if he like starts winning there, like those are all the things you have to take into consideration. Like,
bro, like Arizona State, like Sam Levitt, I'm sure he got a nice paycheck after what they did there this year. Like I'm sure he got taken care of, so he didn't leave. I'm sure a lot of the players on that roster got taken care of, and I'm sure the donors and the alumni of that fan base were like, oh, we're actually like winning, like let's put some money behind our program. I mean, look at SMU. They've always had money. They've also been a program that has been like starving to be back where they're at, and now that they're competitive again and they have a ton of money, like they're gonna back their players. Like you're not gonna be seeing players leave these schools, and like people, like when you see players getting processed from big schools, they're usually if it's a good player, it's usually, I'm gonna say, more likely on the player more so than the staff. I would say most of the I'm not going to say in every case, but a lot of the time that's what it is. And then when you also look at like these big schools, like these players that are leaving are like walk-ons or guys that don't play. And usually these schools replace them with better talent, like upgrades. That's the thing. I was like, I wonder if Tennessee's going to like, do you think they should bring in get a QB in the portal now? Like, obviously, they're going to have young guys there, but you think they should get, like, a veteran? But, like, who's available? Are they going to tamper? I heard Avery Johnson might be getting tampered with from Kansas State. I've been seeing that.
I mean, that's a good tamper, but even then, seeing them play last year, going into an offense like that, I don't think it'll work.
And I also just think, like, for him, he should just play 4 years at K-State.
I feel like he's a run-first quarterback.
Well, and I also just think he should just stay where he's at. Like, I feel like people got to look at the opportunity. It's like, you play at K-State, play 4 years there. You're in the Big 12. You're at one of the better Big 12 schools, so you're probably going to always be in the mix to make the playoff every year. Like, why would you, like, I don't know. That's just how I look at it.
Maybe old boy from, I don't know what year he was, old boy from.
I saw people saying Tech is going to try to get Nico because they just got money and been throwing it.
Old boy from Indiana.
He left.
He left?
Yeah, he's in the draft. Yeah, I wonder how good they're going to be, low key, because they kept a lot of people.
I'm just trying to think of like people in like last year that were like
the good QBs.
Yeah,
Riley Leonard.
Yeah, but he's
Will Howard.
They're gone, right?
Yeah, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking? Oh, that are still K Klubnik.
He ain't leaving.
No. I mean Carson Beck. Maybe, and that's why Carson Beck left and went to Miami and got $4 million. So maybe Nico is like. But Carson Beck is still, I think, better than him at this point. Like now.
Yeah, but he's also more proven. He's been to a
that's what I'm saying. And he's just older.
They didn't win like Stetson, but
yeah. I mean, A&M not getting him. Marcel Reed is like the future there.
Connor Wegman could have won if he would have just hold out a little bit, but he's at Houston.
That's the thing. They were saying like Nico's gonna have to go down, bro. He's gonna have to either go down. Like I'm just
saying for Tennessee to get.
Oh yeah, for Tennessee, like yeah, I just don't know who's available. Like we don't know who's gonna be available, and they're gonna have to tamper and get somebody, or they're just gonna have to or they're gonna get
everybody that was good is kind of already found a home. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who they would get,
or they're gonna get somebody that's like a veteran that's like okay to like for stability, and they're gonna just play the freshmen they have.
Get oh boy,
who, Malachi Nelson?
No, Rashada.
I would cry. That'd be hilarious. Hell no. He going to Western Kentucky. See, like all these QBs are downgrading, bro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, if he goes to UCLA, it'll be interesting. I mean, it can't be that bad of a school. Dante Moore was committed there.
Nah, UCLA isn't bad. It's just a downgrade from where he was at.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it can't be that bad.
No.
If Dante Moore's there, I mean, obviously, Oregon is a pinnacle school, so like you would want to go to Oregon. But he was a great quarterback, and he committed to UCLA and was there for a year.
Yeah, but Chip Kelly was there.
I mean, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like they have a decent coach. He's I forget his name, but he's been a running backs coach like in the league.
That black guy?
Yeah, he's solid. But UCLA is, I think they'll be decent in like if they give this guy a chance in like 4 years. Maybe they think they can get there quicker with Nico or something like that. And maybe,
I mean, they would have to go like after a Texas backup. I'm not even saying that just to be cocky, but we just have a good quarterback room right now.
Yeah,
they would have to like do something like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you look at QB rooms now. Like last year, speaking on that, like I didn't feel good about ours, but this year I'm like I feel better. Like you have Hawkins been there longer. He's been coached by an actual offensive coach and a good quarterback coach. And like you actually have like quality depth in the SEC. Like you got to have some kind of quality depth. Like Tennessee was. They got a 5-star. Like
they might QB. Just hold out this year and just say screw it
and just play the. They have a 5-star there right now. Like another one, a QB. He's just a freshman.
Well, they have another freshman coming in, or is he there? The one that we saw at the All-American game. No, yeah, it was an All-American game. I mean, I guess he could be there.
They have one right now. I
can't remember his name. It starts with an F.
Let me see.
Faison? Yes, Faison.
Yeah.
Is he there right now? That'd be the only. That'd be the only one. I don't know if it says if he's in early enrollee
hard commit
or
what
not.
Class is he? 2026, so he's not there yet because that's DS class. But they have someone else there, I think, too. Right now, let me go look at their class. 2025. Let's see. They got this dude, George McIntyre. He's like a
4-star.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We're gonna be throwing to the dogs, man.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
We'll see. We'll see, man.
But what's our next topic at hand, man? What else we got on the table we got to talk about today?
I'll just talk about quickly like our portal additions. We got.
Nobody care about y'all, man.
I gotta touch on my squad real quick.
Everybody want to hear about Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, man.
We got Jaden Ott. I'm just gonna touch on him real quick. Pause.
CBS
has released the rankings list, which we're gonna do videos more in depth about that later. But they have him right now as number 1 coming into the conference.
Why is there number 4?
Why is there 4?
Damn, so they really don't.
Le'Veon Moss, I think Weiser's better than him. But
he got shut down last year, so long.
But
I mean, he did play a lot last year because homeboy got hurt.
Yeah, true. But and that's the thing. It's like they probably may be looking at him as like, would he have been the guy? But obviously, clearly, he's capable. But yeah, Ott was a great pickup.
CJ Baxter, he's not on the list.
Yeah, true.
What's going on here?
Yeah, Ott was a great backup, great pickup. And then we also got offensive lineman Jake Mukula, who's a center at Stanford. He started last year. I'm just happy for these additions because one, I think Ott he's fantastic. Like he's really good. He had like 1,300 yards as his sophomore year, and he was kind of dinged up last year, but still very productive. But he's a ball player, and that's, this is the Jim Nagy effect. Like Jim Nagy literally said he was going to upgrade the roster no matter what at will. And I think the old staff was struggling to do that in ways. Like I think they were kind of like, oh, we have our team, we got it. This is more of like the approach that I like that Texas has, where Texas will go in the portal and they recruit well, but they'll also upgrade their players. Like they lost a receiver, and then they lost a receiver that didn't play. And then they just got a receiver that, as a freshman, had 700 yards at Stanford. So, like, that's an upgrade. Like, you got to do that. Like, in this day and age, you got to recruit well, and then you got to sprinkle with high-quality upgrades to, like, replace people that end up leaving your squad that have had production. So, Good
I'm
pickup.
gonna just say this: great pickup. I ain't hating, but I don't think he's the number one running back in the SEC. I'm not gonna give someone who hasn't ran in the SEC or the Big Ten the number one spot versus people who already been in there. That's just me.
Yeah, but
as Dev would say, that JV football.
But he did carry. The Pac-12 was good when he did that, though. He had 1,400 yards when they were good. Like USC when in Oregon
he was in the
there.
ACC last year.
Yeah, and he was just hurt, but he fucked up Miami. Or excuse my language.
I mean, that's not hard to do.
No, their defense was.
Yes,
he's just good.
Name me one good defense in the SEC that is not Clemson. I mean, the ACC that is not Clemson. Also, I guess you could say SMU.
I also think he's going to be with a better offensive-minded coach, so that we'll see what they do.
For sure. But I said, I'm not hating. I'm just saying I can't give somebody the number one spot who hasn't ran in this.
For sure.
Caliber of defenses like that.
For sure. If I were going to give somebody that, it would probably be I don't even know who's all returning. Caden Durham.
It would have to be Caden. It would have to be Caden Durham or Wisner. Those are the only two.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Moss. But those would be the only three that deserve the number one spot.
Yeah, we'll see. But
I would probably give it the hand to Caden just because he was so young and he just showed so much talent.
He became RB1 as a true freshman at LSU.
That Texas DNA in him.
Nah,
the soil is a little bit different.
He literally is from Tulsa. He just grew up in Texas.
He touched that Texas soil.
He literally has 918 tatted on his leg. He was gonna go to Oklahoma, but we took Taylor Tatum, who could be on the move. Who knows? I have some insider knowledge.
But on the move, like out of Oklahoma?
Yeah, he wants to focus on baseball is what they've been saying. And like,
is he going to Texas?
He wants to play baseball like only and go somewhere else.
Texas?
Because he's I don't know where. But yeah, we'll see.
Did they say where? You just don't want to say where?
No, I don't know. I literally don't know where he's going, or if he even decides to leave.
He saw the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. bag. And that Otani bag.
Hey, I get it.
He saw them bags.
I get it. But yeah, so good pickups. And then now
we just got
somebody.
We got two people. I think I got a lineman and a receiver, both from Stanford.
Y'all, I know y'all are going after that tight end from Cal that just entered. He had like 1,400 yards in his career.
And we got that receiver from Stanford and White Boy.
Yeah, good pickups.
Yeah, that's kind of really it on our.
I'm glad you got a receiver too, because like obviously y'all been recruiting well, but you just kind of want somebody that's like proven to add to more in Wingo. Because obviously Lockett and French and Michael Terry, like all these dudes are amazing, but they're still young. So it's like you just need to bring in like some veteran.
I'm gonna hold off from saying who my guys are right now. I had the last one didn't end up so well, so just gonna let them go play in the season and we'll go from there.
All right, but so new internal UNC emails from Bill Belichick's girlfriend Jordan Hudson showed her role as the chief operating officer, COO of Bill Belichick Productions. The Athletic found no applicable business registered with that name.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't even know why that's really news. I just guess he's paying her. He's basically like paying her like through this entity is what it sounds
make a
like.
Joke, but
yeah, but yeah. I mean, she looks like our age, and Bill Belichick's definitely 70 something. So, we always found this interesting. This picture, why he has on his Super Bowl rings in this picture. So, yeah, no, for sure, no doubt. I definitely agree with that sentiment. But
I'm sorry, y'all can't see it.
But yeah. And then another thing, SEC Media Days, the schedule was revealed.
That just came out.
Yeah, it's going to be Monday, July 14th through July 17th.
That's probably going to be like one of the first name on there, which is LSU, is probably one of the first two actually. Might be like the most tuned in one just because of the situations at hand. I'm going to say right now, Lane Kiffin might be on the hot seat.
What? Really?
If he does not do well this season, it'll be interesting.
But the only reason I say he won't is because like Ole Miss has never won anything. So like,
yeah. So why not be on the hot seat?
Because
you're not winning.
No, he's been the best they've had.
For sure.
He's actually won there. Like he's
won there and he still isn't winning.
Before he got there, they weren't even winning 10 games yearly. Like he's actually doing that. Like I look at it like they were a bubble playoff team. Like yes, they went all in and didn't make the playoffs.
Exactly.
But we'll see.
So if you can't even go all in and make the playoffs,
I don't think anyone's. I don't think you get better than him. Like 9-10 wins a year in the SEC. Like you can't. I don't think you can.
You don't know that
now. In today's playoff, you can't move off that. Especially if it expands to 16. Like you're gonna make the playoff every year.
If it expands to 16, he should make the playoffs.
I'm just saying, like,
but don't be surprised if they're like, hey, man, watch yourself.
But yeah,
and then the first one, Brian Kelly, I think he's on the hot seat this season.
Well, I think he's on the hot seat if they don't make the playoff, or I actually do think they have to make it.
They have to make it. Or
he's gone.
They should have made it the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, I mean the teams have been uber talented.
I mean their defense with Jaden was pretty bad.
What are they
this past season? It was better, but Nuss just
their offense is good. Like
Nuss kind of lost them not a lot of games, but like a few games.
Yeah,
just intercept like the A&M game. That was for sure his fault.
That game was crazy. He was balling at first, and I don't know.
And then they just threw them picks.
But
and then Ole Miss,
and then Alabama
beat Alabama.
The brakes off.
That was bad. That was bad.
Beat the brakes off them.
That wasn't even close. Wasn't even competitive.
So that's the thing. Like with it
was raining too, right?
Yeah, it was raining. That's when Milroe had like 200 yards rushing.
All right. So Monday, July 14th, LSU, Brian Kelly, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Vanderbilt. Tuesday, July 15th, Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas. Wednesday, July 16th, Alabama, Florida. That Florida one might be pretty big too. Mississippi State, Oklahoma. And Thursday, July 17th, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri.
Thursday's the sleeper day. Like that ain't
nobody really cares about it. Yeah, nobody's watching.
I mean, I'll have it on because work from home. We'll have it on, but yeah,
we'll be working from home that day.
Yeah, but I do think, I mean, the
Tuesday is probably the most stacked day.
Tuesday for sure. You got
especially with
Hugh Freeze to kick it off.
Did you see what J.A. said?
That wasn't true. I watched the clip. That was like that was a Facebook edit.
Oh,
yeah. That wasn't.
That boy was running from that competition.
Nah, I mean,
he did, but
we'll see. I've apparently that Auburn Tiger board isn't. Apparently it's
sometimes like, you got it, man.
Like sometimes it sounded a lot of the same.
Sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't, man. I mean, just because you're a 4-5-star in high school, it doesn't translate to the field.
You also have Deuce Knight there, kind of breathing down your neck, and then they brought another QB too, like some veteran guy. I think from like I don't know, he was from some.
I mean, he got to be in his own head. I don't know.
Well, like when guys are open, he gets it there, but it's like when it's. As soon as there's like a defense, you got to like make decisions and stuff. I don't know. Like don't get me wrong. I wish the best for him. I want him to be successful. I want to play him too when he comes to OU week 4. But and that's another thing. We're gonna have so many in-depth topics because we have a lot of weeks till the first week kickoff. So there's gonna be a lot of breakdowns.
How many weeks we're down?
How many weeks are till now? I think the other day I told Mr. Kelly, there was like 113 days till kickoff. So I think it's like 105 or 6 or so maybe now. So long time, but we're going to get through it. That's like what?
Lower 3 months.
So that's like
3.5,
14 or 15 at least podcasts. And we're going to try to give you guys some more content as well. So a segment that I wanted to do that we could probably finish. This is the same thing that picked up. That was earlier.
Oh,
yeah. Where is it? Oh, so we're going to discuss the 2023 class, how underwhelming it's been, and what do we expect from these guys moving forward. So I'm going to open it up on 247 because that class, literally when me and Carl started 54 yards, that's when we were like really paying attention to recruiting. And we were like, bro, this might be the best class ever because there was literally like 5-star QBs or 4. It was a lot. And even 2023, 2023 QBs. All right. I'll pull this up. Some of these guys too, it's like ranked kind of low. All right. So obviously Arch was number 1. Let's see how much time we have left. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We're good for a little bit. So Arch was number 1. Nico was number 2. Yeah, I don't think you can like move it out. I tried to do it earlier just to like have it out.
You get that booth iPad.
I think you can. I just got to mess with it. But Arch was 1. Nico was 2. Clearly, we haven't seen anything from Arch like a ton. We've seen like flashes and moments, but this will be the first time we see him like really start and be the guy. So the expectations and we think he's going to be good, but we haven't seen it. Nico, been okay, decent, like got to a playoff game, put up okay numbers in SEC, but clearly his situation is a mess right now. Dante Moore put up respectable numbers when he started at UCLA. He was like Pac-12 freshman of the week like twice, and then ended up leaving, and then he sat behind DG, and I think he's about to go crazy personally because you sit a year, that offense is like destined for like success. Like Will Stein is one of the best in the business, and they got receivers everywhere, like good offensive line. I think he's going to do really well. Jackson Arnold, clearly, if you guys can see my frustration on the podcast last year, very struggled a lot. Can't read defenses super well. Good athlete. But I think he just got the yips. And I think once he got in his own head, it was kind of downhill from there. So hopefully he bounces back at Auburn, but he also transferred just like Nico and Dante Moore currently. Malachi Nelson. This was a guy that everyone was kind of high on. Goes to USC under Lincoln Riley, by the way, who is a QB guru. Like we can't say he's not. Like you go to USC, you're getting developed or getting drafted, period. Like that's what he's been doing. But goes to USC, doesn't play there, loses a job there, goes to Boise State. We're like, oh, it's Boise State. Like that's a good bounce back school. Like clearly they were in the playoff last year.
Contenders, like a good group of 5 school.
Goes there, doesn't start there, which is crazy to me. And now he's at UTEP. Somebody on Twitter said North Juarez. It's like, wow, that's crazy. The other day they were like, can't believe Malachi Nelson's at North Juarez. So I was like, but
that's crazy.
But yeah, he's there. So
that's the top 5.
That's the top 5
transferred.
They all transferred, and we're not even going to go in depth yet.
I mean,
with
we'll be
number
able
6.
to go top 10.
Yeah. So Jaden Rashada, Arizona State. He played a little bit. We talked about him last episode. Goes to Georgia. Doesn't play there now. He's in the portal.
Goes to Florida.
He committed to Florida. Then he decommitted.
Goes to Georgia.
He actually signed with Florida.
Actually, go to Miami.
Yeah, he committed to Miami, flipped to Florida, signed with Florida, left Florida somehow, wins to Arizona State, plays a couple games, gets hurt, transfers to Georgia, doesn't play at all. Now he's back in the portal. Like this is the new reality. And honestly,
Aiden Childs, is that the boy that was at Michigan State?
Yeah, he starts at Michigan State,
and he was committed to Oregon State.
Yeah, so he went with the coach, Jonathan Smith or Taylor, whatever his name is. But he's good. I think he's got potential. Obviously, Michigan State, like it was their first year there, but like he's got some upside. Like I like him.
He wanted me some money on prize picks.
I think he's gonna be
one game though
an issue there. Austin Mack, another QB who played a little bit this year. I think he hasn't played a lot, but here and there. And then you got Avery Johnson, who has been starting at K-State. I would say he's lived up to his ranking. Like he's a top of the half Big 12 starting QB. He's good. I wouldn't say he is Heisman worthy. I'm not saying he can't. Like his potential is definitely there, but we just have to see it get unlocked in year 3. But and then you obviously got this QB at Clemson who hasn't played there because everyone at Clemson stays there 6 years. So we haven't seen that. And then this other guy, I don't even know, Eli Holstein. He's at Pitt. He actually did good last year, but he committed to Bama in 2012 or. Yeah, ranked, but he was good
going crazy last year.
He was good.
He was putting up like almost 300 a game.
Yeah, he was good. Prize picks, man. Shout out to him.
For the most part,
Sam Levitt.
Sam Levitt's in the class. Marcel Reed.
See if we see anybody else as we're going through it because Lenore Sellers was the 34th ranked QB. Wow.
Yeah,
and he's one of the best in the country coming back. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah. Outside the top 10, everybody's pretty much like on par with their ranking. But even in the top 10, you got some guys that just, that like I've always said before, them stars don't go over to college, man. You got to earn your keep out there.
Yeah, I also look at like Lenore Sellers. Like he was a 34th ranked QB, and he's probably out of this list, he's probably the second best in like he really is better than Arch because you've seen him play, but like. According to, like, obviously off of potential, what we think's going to happen, he's probably the second best.
I probably wouldn't say he's better than Arch.
What? Did you not see what he did last year?
Yeah, but I feel like Arch is a better thrower.
Yeah, but Lenore's like...
obviously we didn't get to see like a full season of of Arch.
We saw a full season of Lenoris.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying, but that from watching that full season, I still feel like Arch is the better thrower, and Arch can run just like Lenoris can run. I don't think he's gonna be able to break all those tackles and do all that.
I'm just saying what I've seen.
Magic.
Like, that's all hypothetical. Like I just saw him. I saw him.
Yeah,
beat
but I've also
Clemson.
seen Arch throw.
Yeah, but I saw him beat Clemson. I saw him beat. Should have beat LSU. It was tearing up. He almost beat Alabama. Like I'm just saying, I've seen. Yeah,
but then I seen him almost beat Alabama, but they lost because he wasn't able to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, but he's young.
I know, and I'm telling you, I think Arch is the better thrower than him.
I'm just saying, okay, potential and hypothetical, Arch should be, yes, the best. But what has actually happened, Lenoris is the best on the list. Like, he has the most stats. He is proven already. He's already done it in the same competition that Arch is going to be doing it against. So
I will say that I will speak on that after this season.
I'm talking about
Arch,
right now.
It's not Arch's fault that he had to sit behind Quinn Ewers.
It's not.
But when he came in, he did what he was supposed to.
It's not. But he also But
when he came in, he did what he was supposed to.
It is what it is, bro. Like I'm just telling you, like what we've seen, he is the best,
and we got to see game from Arch.
Yeah, he didn't do anything even remotely close to what Lenoris Sellers did.
No, but he didn't have to. But what I've seen from Arch with his throwing,
but
and
he
his
also
ability
played.
to run.
He also played one of the worst teams in the SEC, and then he played like some group of. He played UTSA and ULM. Like Lenoris Sellers did this.
That's not his fault.
I'm just okay, and it's
he
not.
He went in front of him. And I'm not saying it is, but it's Norris Sellers' fault that he did have the ability to throw the ball downfield.
Bro, they were a bubble playoff team. They were the hottest team in college football at the end of the last season. Like that all matters.
And if they would have beat Alabama, they would have been in the playoffs.
And they beat a playoff team, bro. If they didn't get cheated against LSU, they'd have been in the playoffs.
Maybe.
What do you mean? Maybe they'd have been 10-2. They were a bubble playoff team.
But if they would have beat Alabama, which because of that penalty they weren't able to do because he wasn't able to press the ball down the field, which Arch can do, is why.
Bro, he can throw the ball down the field. He's done it a lot. He's done
it a lot, but
bro, he's made some crazy throws.
Times where it's just like, okay, we ain't gonna get no yards on this drive. They're on TV a decent amount last season.
Bro, they beat A&M. They beat Missouri.
Then they got smacked by Ole Miss.
That was the only game, bro.
Don't say A&M and Missouri like that's two good teams.
I'm naming you ranked teams they beat. They beat Clemson.
A&M wasn't good. We found. I mean,
bro, they were ranked.
They were okay.
You gotta go off of what? You gotta go off of what happened.
Restart the camera.
You gotta go off of. Bro, you gotta.
We're not finna sit here and contradict ourselves. Like we're just not finna do that. We know A&M and what A&M brought to the table last season.
I'm just telling you.
Look at their schedule. That's why they were ranked. Look what happened when they started playing good teams. They started losing. Missouri. You were talking all that mess on how they weren't good after they beat y'all. But now because they beat a ranked team, and they were ranked in the top 25. Missouri was ranked in the top 25 longest for no reason.
I'm telling you, based off of just resume, like
just because you beat a ranked team,
doesn't matter what we think. It matters what happened. They were a ranked team, so it counts. It counts
for but when Texas does it, it doesn't count.
No, I said it counts. What are you talking
According
about?
to America, it don't. Well, so what? Why does it count now?
Well,
not then.
Y'all didn't. How many ranked teams did y'all beat? Not that many.
At that moment in time, after they played us, they weren't ranked.
Y'all beat
but
Michigan.
We're talking about a moment in time, like you are with South Carolina.
Were we ranked? Yeah, we were ranked.
Yes,
when we played y'all because we only had one loss when we played. Yeah,
but now it's not.
I mean,
now it's not okay.
I think you do have to factor in when you played them, but you also got to like look at it as how good is that team? Because I told y'all when y'all beat Michigan, they were not that good, and they won 7 games or 8.
And A&M wasn't good, and Missouri wasn't good.
Yeah, but this was late in the year. South Carolina beat these teams late in the year. They were ranked
and they
late in the year.
weren't good.
In October.
Look me dead in my eyes, and you tell me that Missouri deserved to be the ranking they were the whole season.
That team had the easiest schedule.
Look me dead in my eye and tell me that.
Outside of y'all, they had the easiest schedule in the SEC.
A&M had an easier schedule than us.
No. Who did y'all play besides us in Georgia? Y'all didn't play. Y'all played Florida at home. A&M played LSU at South Carolina. Missouri, who was ranked, so it does count. Notre Dame. Their schedule was definitely harder than y'all's.
Not by much.
It was. So y'all's was pretty easy.
Not by much.
Vanderbilt just happened to be good.
We played at Arkansas.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's a tough game, especially because it's y'all. Florida, they ain't the same. Mississippi State, first year with Jeff Lebby. Kentucky, at home too. They are a tough team, though. I'm not gonna say they ain't. They're just not.
We played Mississippi State better than A&M played Mississippi State, and we played Arkansas better than A&M played Arkansas.
Hey man, I'm just telling you.
I'm just giving you the facts.
I'm just telling you, and I was giving you the facts as well with South Carolina. It's a ranked team.
My facts are up in your facts right now.
Maybe
for the first time.
Maybe. I mean, I would A&M's schedule was still probably harder. We could probably look it up. SPI.
I think we ended up the harder one because of we had a longer season. We played tougher teams, but the reason A&M was quote unquote higher than us was because of that Notre Dame game.
Yeah, they played the national champion runner up week 1. Which is crazy. Like no one thought Notre Dame was going to the Natty.
No,
which is insane, especially after they lost.
I mean, if we were on that side, we would have been in the Natty. Whoever was on that side that was good.
I don't know. Penn State choked, bro. They actually should have went to the Natty, but they choked.
We would have went to the Natty. Oregon would have went to the Natty. I'm gonna say
maybe I don't know with y'all
on that side,
bro, because y'all couldn't even beat Georgia
on that side.
Like every time y'all played a team that was better than y'all or had the same talent, y'all lost last year. Y'all lost to Georgia twice and Ohio State twice, but you beat everybody else. So
Ohio
I'm
State
looking at
lost them once.
Y'all lost to Georgia twice. Regular
Ohio State. State
my bad. Once, but I'm looking at the regular season, I'm looking at the teams like Penn State last year probably can match up with y'all. I'm not saying they beat y'all, but they could probably match up with y'all. I mean, after Arizona State take y'all to the wire, I'm like, yeah, all these other teams can play
because that boy had to throw up and activate. That boy Cam said, "Hold on."
Hey, hey, salute.
That boy activated.
That was some of the.
That's what that was.
Even if I was a Texas fan, you have to admit, salute. That man was.
He played his heart out. But what did I text you after the game?
That man went crazy.
What did I text you after the game?
What?
I said none of us on our team deserves MVP. I hope he gets it, even though they lost.
For sure. Yeah,
I saluted to him.
Yeah, he went crazy. He went crazy. But enough of that. That was all I was saying is we wanted to look at the 2023 class.
I'm not putting Lil Norris at number 1.
Bro,
I'm putting Nico above Lil Norris. Nico made it to the playoffs.
Hell no.
If you want to go by that, you said he was a bubble team.
His defense
he made it to the playoffs.
His defense was worse.
Did he make? What'd you say? He was a bubble team and almost made it to the playoffs.
But you also
did Nico make it to the playoffs?
Was Nico the reason they made it to the playoffs? Norris was partially the reason they were good.
That
South
defense was the reason they were in games.
It was, but he took over games. He was taking games over. The reason they were up on LSU is because he was going crazy.
He made it to the playoffs.
Bro, it wasn't because of him. Clearly, if he was good, he would have got paid. Probably Lenoris. I saw Lenoris get re-upped. I saw Lenoris get re-upped. I saw his contract get re-upped.
Oh, absolutely,
Nico,
he did.
Nah. Nico definitely ain't better. He don't even got a home. And
I'm pretty sure Nico had a harder schedule than Lenoris did. They played Alabama.
Yeah, they did. Their schedule was hard. They played at OU, played Alabama, they played Georgia, they played
at Georgia. I'm pretty
Florida.
sure.
They played
at Florida.
They played Louisville.
I think.
Who was that? They played early. Was that Louisville? Yeah, it was Louisville that they blew out. I think it was someone.
I don't remember.
That was that non-conference.
But they had a pretty tough schedule. So I'm gonna give that above Lenoir Seller.
Yeah, I'm just giving you his stats.
We'll just say number 3.
His stats were just...
I'm going to say number 3.
Bro, he's better than both of them. He literally is better than both of them.
Bro, he made the playoffs. Technically, they both made the playoffs.
Bro, I'm just going to have to pull it up now. We just got to pull up these stats, man. Because Carlos is giving people I guess numbers don't matter. Lenoir started, maybe not for Arch, but Lenoir started the same amount of games. Actually less because he got hurt. And I guarantee you he had better stats than Nico. I can't even spell this shit here. Lenoris.
Come on, man.
Sellers,
number
stats. 2. There we go. Okay, Nico threw for more yards. Let's look at these rushing yards, though.
Nico's not like a runner.
Nah, he does run, bro.
He does, but he's not a runner like Lenoris.
Let's see. That boy was toting that rock. Hold on. 674, 7 touchdowns. So he had 3,000 total yards. Now, I guarantee Nico probably had. Let's see. I bet the SEO Nico going crazy right now.
And then
Oh, he threw for 100 more yards than him, 19 touchdowns, 5 picks. Okay. Yeah, but let's look at this. We look at his schedule because I know what he did in the regular. Oops, I was like, what is that? All right, first game, 2 touchdowns.
No, hold on. What are we looking at? What's
Wait, who is this? They played UTEP? Bro, look at his garbage. Look at this.
That was the first game of the season.
No, it's in November.
Oh, that's that easy SEC
bro, yeah,
game.
Bro, look
gets.
at this. Bro, the boost inflated
Go down,
ass stats.
Go down.
He got that boost at the end of the year. He had, at that time, he only had 15
3 touchdowns. That's not bad for someone who doesn't really run. 109, 3 touchdowns for a pocket quarterback.
Norris is clearly better than him.
For a pocket quarterback?
Bro, I'm gonna just say, look at the SEC play. This man was throwing a touchdown a game, one, and then Vandy. Okay, it's Vanderbilt. Like, yes, they were good.
That's a rival game too at Vanderbilt, which Bama couldn't beat. We struggled.
I'm just looking at everything else. Even against North Carolina State, that's who they played. Georgia, 1 touchdown, nothing.
It's Georgia.
Okay,
That game won. They kind of got screwed out in that game. But
all I'm gonna say is, this man is weak, bro. They played Florida.
Okay.
16.
If I'm not calling him weak, okay, you should know that he is not weak.
He's not weak, but like,
you know me, I'm quick to call somebody weak.
He's not better.
He ain't no DJ.
He's also not better than Norris.
He went to the playoffs.
Bro, because he had Dylan Sampson and an elite defense. Like, South Carolina's defense was good, but they didn't have the secondary that, like, Tennessee had everything. Like, front 7, secondary, everything. Like, South Carolina just had good D-line. That was it.
They had a good running back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Good offensive line.
And then I can't even name you any receivers besides that one dude that's there. That's like a tight end.
In college, all you need is one. Look at Penn State.
But he wasn't even like a. Yeah, I don't know.
Look at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss had a few.
Yeah, but like, who was their main target?
Trey Harris, but they had other guys there. They had Juice there, Juice Wells. I'm just
that
saying.
ball was on the field. That's it. He wasn't catching no passes.
I'm just saying. But anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna go Lenoris, Arch, and then Dante Moore. Not probably Nico. Or Avery. Actually,
Dante Moore.
I'm gonna go Lenoris, Arch, Avery Johnson, Nico, and then the rest.
I don't know. I'm going Arch, Nico, Lenoris, Avery Johnson.
That's insane. This man is giving people that are literally not better than this man what we've seen with our eyes.
I've seen every single quarterback that we just named. We have seen play a complete game in multiple games.
Yeah, we have not seen Lenoris played complete games against better teams. And
I'm just telling you what I've seen.
Like against the better teams, like Lenoris played better against better teams than Nico did against better teams. And then Arch hasn't even played anyone. So like we can't even like. Yes, it's not his fault, but we got to go off of what we've seen. And
I've seen him play.
Yeah,
and I've seen the way he carries himself, and he is out there on that field. He's not jumpy. I mean, he was the first game, but like it's the first game of college, and the whole stadium's cheering your name and chanting you on.
We'll see.
He stayed composed. He had a few missed throws, but
we'll see. This man, I seen Lenoris go Superman on the road in Death Valley against Clemson, a rival, a playoff team, actually. So I've seen that.
That's not. I mean,
no. What are we talking about, bro? That man is him. That man got those. Then when he took them goggles off,
all right. You look me dead in my eye, and you tell me last year,
yes,
like Clemson deserved to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, they
won the other 3 teams.
They won the ACC.
I'm not talking about that.
Yes, that has to mean something. You win a championship.
I'm just saying in general. Are they a playoff team?
Yes, they won the ACC.
Not talking about that.
Yes.
If you look at the
team. They played y'all tough, yes.
I understand that. But over the other 3 teams that didn't make it.
Yes. The only only team that I think should have made it over them would have been South Carolina. But not Ole Miss, no.
Bama?
No. Because the way these teams, like Ole Miss lost to Kentucky, that was a ugly loss. Then they got blown out by Florida. Then they lost to LSU, right? When I look at South Carolina's losses, they lost to Alabama by 2 on the road. They lost to LSU on a bad call, and then their one bad loss was to a team that was another playoff team, bubble team. Then when you look at Alabama, bro, they got blown out by us, and we literally ran QB counter in 2 routes, and they got blown out by us. So like that loss was so bad for them, like I think that immediately took them out, and we weren't good offensively. So that's why I think if anybody, it was South Carolina or Clemson. Like those were the two, and then there was somebody else in the mix. There's another team in there,
Miami.
But no, after they can't stop a nosebleed. So yeah, it'd been cool to see them in, but like nah.
No, I just want to ask you.
Yeah, bro, I told you. I said yes.
I know. I'm just saying.
Clemson. Yeah. Put some respect on my boy Dabo.
You weren't putting respect on him last season.
I wasn't, but I respect him again.
Why?
Because, bro, he's just shown like he didn't need the portal, bro, and they're still relevant. Like
No,
I fuck with that.
He does need the
I fuck
portal.
with that, bro. He's been recruiting like crazy. He's just like, now I'm gonna do it my way. We still made the playoffs. K Club to come back. Now they're finna be dangerous, bro. They're finna be
I
dangerous.
named them my way too early national champion.
We'll see. It's gonna be bad, bro. Quick question. All right, the overreaction when LSU and Clemson play each other is gonna be insane. Like one fan base is gonna lose their mind, and the other fan base is gonna think they're back.
You said what? No, sorry.
Well, LSU and Clemson play week 1. The overreaction in Death Valley, the Clemson Death Valley. The overreaction is gonna be crazy. I personally think.
Well, you can't overreact. I mean,
I think
no,
they're gonna overreact, bro. Brian Kelly hasn't won a week 1 game in 3 years. 3 years,
it's
bro.
Tough because
they finna spaz, bro. If they lose.
Yeah, you have that, but then like, I can't even say it's an overreaction.
That's what they're gonna do with Texas and Ohio State too.
Nah, it's an over. Let's see. It's an overreaction if Clemson wins because in my opinion, Clemson's supposed to win because they have the better team.
Yeah, but I think LSU should be really good next year too. They got Gus coming back.
I understand that, but I'm saying it would be an overreaction.
Both of those linebackers coming back.
If they win, it would be an overreaction of them like saying, like
and they're home. They're home,
so that would be an overreaction.
I wonder what the early line is on that game. I bet it's on FanDuel. I'm curious.
I mean, it's got to be like I'm gonna say like Clemson 4.5.
LSU versus Clemson. Can FanDuel come to Texas, please? Thank you. Clemson's a 2.5. Okay.
Basically a pick 'em.
Yeah. Who do you got in that right now? We're gonna wait till the season.
Who did I name my way to early national champion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but regardless, like I just think for Brian Kelly, bro, like that man has not won a week 1 game in like 3 seasons there, and I think like
that's what I say. He's on the hot seat.
Like, bro, like the crash out is gonna be insane if LSU loses again. They'll be like, bro, 4 straight week 1s. Like, yes, I get you're playing good teams, but like you're LSU, like you should be able to win at least 1 of those, if not 2. Like you should at least be able to split that.
He should have beat USC last year, but
yeah, I know.
That should have been the one.
Then the Florida State game. No, Florida State smacked them. What? No, what was that? What happened? Remember when they played Florida State, and that was when. No, that game was close, and then Florida State came back. Keon Coleman went crazy. He had like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That was the week. That was Jaden Daniels' year that he won the Heisman. But that's another thing. It's like LSU. I look at it. It's like you've had all these players. You've won Heismans. Brian Kelly literally pit 3 first-rounders that all went crazy their rookie year in the NFL. So like I think the LSU fan base is like, bro, we had those people on our team and we didn't even make the playoff. Like I don't care how bad the defense is. Like if you have that, I feel like they're like we should make it regardless. That's how I would feel. I understand you need defense, but like that's how I would feel.
Yeah. I mean, do we even talk about the other big sports news this past week?
What was that?
That has to do with LSU.
Oh, rest in peace to Kyren Lacy.
Do we touch on that? I mean,
just rest in peace to him. I'm not going to go in depth and talk about any of the other things. I'll just, prayers to him and his family.
Someone go at a young age,
and sucks for all that. And it's a tough situation for all parties involved. And wish him the best and his family the best, and everyone involved with that. And just make sure you check up on your loved ones, check up on your friends, your family. And things like that. But that's all I'll say on that. Yeah. But I think that does it for today. I think we kind of covered everything that we wanted to talk about today. But if you guys are new here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, please.
Man, we gotta end on something else, man. It's a little sad to end on. Ask me a question. Ask me something.
We should have started off with that.
Ask me. I want to end on something sad. Make people cry.
I guess for you, who
is the most underrated OU athlete ever? Football player, I should say.
Man, probably in my lifetime. Because I don't know about ever. Because in my lifetime, I would probably go. Oh, probably. Damn. Probably like Dimitri Flowers or like Jeremiah Hall, like one of those players, like one of those H-backs, like Trey Millard. Like they were always like, they weren't our main weapon, but boy, they could do some damage to a team. Like you might not even see anything, and all of a sudden, like they have 80 yards and 2 touchdowns in a game, or you might put one at running back. Like we put, I think, Dimitri Flowers at running back against Iowa State like a couple years ago in the Lincoln Riley eras because we had running backs hurt, and he ran for like 113, and he like didn't even play running back. He's like a fullback / tight end. So I would say one of those guys. I always respected their position. Like I feel like every time they caught the ball, they were always schemed wide open, and it's probably one of those.
Who's your most hated player at OU?
Hated? I don't think I've actually ever like really hated a player. I thought some players were sorry, but like
who's your most sorry player at OU?
Oh, I gotta think about this, bro. There are some players that used to get. I don't know, bro. Bauer Sharp is up there from last year, but like, I can't even like blame him for some of that stuff because they were putting him in some bad positions, bro. They were having him try to pull and block people and do all this shit. So
he was cussing that boy out.
I'm not gonna lie though, when they ran that reverse pass against LSU and he still threw the ball, I was like, all right, bro. I was like, this is the worst year of my life.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm seeing.
Made out of y'all.
I was like, bro, this is, and then he went to LSU, so wish him the best.
That was
the worst season of my life. Like, bro, you should have seen my reaction when Jackson Arnold fumbled the ball against Missouri, bro. I literally walked into the room and laid on the couch or on the bed. I was like, bro, I can't believe we just lost like that.
And then who caught the game when he passed?
And then Theo Weiss caught the game when it passed. Some bullshit, man. You hate to see it, man. So stupid. It is what it is, bro.
He's Garrett Wilson's class, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's sorry.
2019, bro.
Yeah, he's sorry.
Like Garrett finna be going in his 4th year in the league. So that'll tell you that. But nah, man. All in all, I'm excited. I guess a question for you: who's somebody on the defense for Texas that you expect to be like the next, like, I would say, I guess Mookie, like player that like kind of came out of nowhere and became like a star on the defense? Like, who do you think is going to do that? Because I feel like all your stars are kind of young right now, but I feel like you might have some.
That's the thing, is they're all young. I'm interested to see what what's his name? Kobe
Black.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he does at corner.
Mm-hmm.
That was one when we got him. That was one that was like, I like that.
Yeah,
so I'm going to be interested. Too. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what he does at corner.
Yeah, no, for sure, because he will definitely play. And I know y'all got Manny Muhammad, but he'll be a sophomore or junior this year.
Junior.
Yeah, so he'll be a junior. He might be leaving too. If he puts a good year out, he might
go. But I mean, that's kind of what you're aiming for, huh? Just
no, yeah, for sure.
Them to leave and keep going.
This is good for recruiting. Like, it's like I go to Texas, I know I'm gonna get drafted, basically. So that's what you want.
Yep.
But yeah, that'll do it for another episode of 54 Yards. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Please comment and let us know what you guys want us to talk about, because we're gonna have. And
tell me that Archman is better than Lenore Sellers.
Nah, we're gonna see. But we're gonna have other segments. We're gonna have like, I gave the boys some homework, so we're about to get in our bag with some topics and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's just some big news that came out, and it's portal season. It's portal combat, as people like to say. So hopefully, the portal giveth, the portal taketh. So don't get upset when you see people leave.
This year's portal's kind of weak.
Well, yeah, because I feel like everyone made the moves already.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
well, just we
have like the, not even being biased. Like right now, Oklahoma has the biggest like signing from the portal, but it just opened.
Maybe.
We got the best running back.
Lubbock signed them checks.
Man, I would love if Nico went to Tech. That'd be sick. Why not? Somebody said he was going to Oklahoma State today in the Discord. I was like, that'd be nice.
That's not a bad pick,
bro. I'm like, why not?
If that, I mean, air raid's what he wants.
Bro, just go to the Big 12, bro. Like, I'm going to the Big 12 over UCLA personally. I know you're from the West Coast, but like, bro, sorry,
halfway.
Like, bro, you can put up numbers. You can still make the playoff. Why not? Like,
you're under a legendary coach who probably is connected.
Yeah, go there.
You're in the Big 12. It's open.
They were saying TCU's QB might enter the portal.
Oh, one thing we didn't touch on real quick. Shedeur Sanders and
yeah. Yeah, I thought it made sense.
It don't make no sense.
Only because I think Travis, just because of how he won the Heisman, maybe him. I don't think Shedeur should have, but like I do understand it because before they got there, like Colorado hasn't been this good since the 90s, and like they kind of did revive the program. They changed it in a lot of ways, but for substance, apparently Tim Tebow's jersey isn't even retired.
I was literally about to say that.
And like I look at
his jersey not even retired.
I feel like to get a jersey retired, you got to do something like Joe Burrow. Like I feel like you got to like win a Heisman, win a Natty. This isn't college show, not the NFL, because the NFL a whole different story. He has no accolades. In the league. Zero.
Who does Mateer watch game footage of?
Joe Burrow.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
Okay,
that's all right.
That's all I want.
But I'm saying like it's cool. Like, I think what OU does is cool. Like you win the Heisman, you get a statue. Like that makes sense. But they're not retiring anyone's jersey there. You know, like they haven't done it. I think like you have to be. I
don't even know if a statue's like.
Nah, if you win the Heisman, you definitely should get that.
Nah, you need to be like a.
We have a Heisman park.
You need to have. You need to have like a.
I know
like
y'all
a
can't
Joe Burrow
that,
type season. You need to have like a Johnny Manziel type season, a Lamar Jackson. Like
what are you talking about?
Like
all those people,
those players that are just like.
Well, that's because of the schools they're at.
Yeah,
like at Oklahoma, like that's like we literally that's why you have Heisman Park. Like you win a Heisman, you get a statue because there's 7. Like you just they add to that. It's like a thing.
Why you gotta bring us into this, man?
I'm just talking. I didn't even say.
No, we know you're just talking.
I'm just telling. This isn't a
we
lie.
Know you're just talking.
This isn't a lie. I went into DKR and then I see Ricky Williams. Did it have to be said? I'm just like, oh, that's all I see. Like, see that?
Did that have to come out of your mouth? Yes or no?
Hey, I don't know, man. All I'm saying is, I agree. If you yes, A&M, they can retire number 2.
I feel like a plaque is better than a statue.
Well, you also got to think about the school. Like that's another thing. Like Colorado isn't Texas or Oklahoma or these other schools. So I understand.
Yeah, but Tim Tebow won 2 natties and still didn't get it retired.
Yeah, and he won the Heisman.
That's
true. That's true.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like you got to be
I mean, that's definitely Deion Sanders is doing.
Well, they did that at USC too. Like, they stopped doing it, but at USC, like in the Coliseum, they had like those jerseys like on that part where people don't sit, and those are people that won the Heisman at USC. They retired their jerseys.
But like Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush, those deserve to be retired.
And they unretired theirs, I think, recently. But yeah, they do. They both won multiple national titles and Heismans.
Just the accolades they had in college.
Crazy.
Shedeur and Travis. I mean, Travis,
yes. I can see.
Shedeur,
yes.
no.
Shedeur, no. I mean, he was really good, but like
Jesus.
That's tough. But yeah, we'll see you guys next episode. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And as always, Boomer.
Welcome. What'd you just do? I look like you do a little hook 'em horns.